Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. A quote by James Baldwin. James Arthur Baldwin was born on August 2nd, 1924, in Harlem, New York. He was an American writer and civil rights activist. During his life, he experienced racism and homophobia. James has written essays, poems, plays, and novels. Decades later, Time magazine named one of his novels, called Tell It to the Mountain, on their list of the 100 best English language novels released from 1923 to 2005. He wrote this novel in France at the age of 24, and it was published in 1953. His first essay collection, Notes of a Native Son, was published in 1955. Baldwin returned to Paris and was notified from the Dial Press that Giovanni's Room had been accepted for publication. The final manuscript was sent to his editor, James Silverman, on April 8, 1956, and the book was published that autumn. During the era of illegal surveillance of American writers, the FBI collected 1,884 pages of documents collected from 1960 until the early 1970s. Baldwin was viewed as a threat by the FBI in the United States. Because of his articulation with words, he often described the frustration and the pain of Black people due to racism. He died on December 1st, 1987, from stomach cancer. James Baldwin's legacy continues today. In 1987, Kevin Brown, a photojournalist from Baltimore, founded the National James Baldwin Literary Society. The group organizes free public events celebrating Baldwin's life and legacy. In 1992, Hampshire College in Amherst, Massachusetts, established the James Baldwin Scholars Program, an urban outreach initiative in honor of Baldwin, who taught at Hampshire in the early 1980s. In 2005, the United States Postal Service created a first-class postage stamp dedicated to Baldwin. In June 2019, Baldwin's residence on the Upper West Side was given landmark designation by New York City's Landmarks Preservation Commission. He is receiving recognition in Paris. In 2021, Paris City Hall announced that the writer will give his name to the very first media library. James Baldwin is a revolutionary, outspoken, brilliant writer that has just now received the recognition that he deserves. The topics that he discussed in the past are relevant now more than ever, 100 years later.
Good evening. Welcome to Black Culture Night 2024 in Blue Island, Illinois. Sponsored by Neighborhood Watch Group number 37 and Blue Island Public Library. This year is James Baldwin's 100th birthday. James Baldwin was a very articulate person that did several things, and when I studied his history, I couldn't pinpoint one thing about him because he was so brilliant. So I decided to try to bring out all of the different things that he did. He's a person that I would consider a person who wore different hats. So that's the way I pictured him. One thing that I always say, we wear different hats. Some we were given, some are our hats we create, some we hide, some hats we make as our goal. The hats we wear molds our personality and create a palette that make us individual. James Baldwin successfully wore several hats proudly. He had a poem that I just want everyone to kind of put in their mind. to kind of understand what kind of person he was. He said, not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. And that is so true. Now, our program this evening, we have a lot of people that support us. This is a city program, been going on for 24 years. Uh, the people who helped us with the program, they're volunteers. They care about Black history, and Black history is American history. We have Aisha Orozco giving James Baldwin biography. We have saxophone soloist Gregory Bingham. We have Blue Island poet Andre Ware. We have George Washington School dancers dancing from Maya Angelou poem. The round table, we have former captain, our captain, but the former alderman Nancy Thompson, and we have the former mayor Domingo Vargas. In closing, we have the library director Anna Wassenaar and our mayor Fred Bellato at closing. I'm sure we have a program that you'll really enjoy. So sit back, bring the family. It's a family-oriented program. Bring the kids. It's important that they know their history. And sit back and relax. Thank you.
2, a 1, 2.
Hello all, I'm coming to you live from the Blue Island Library, celebrating Black Culture Night 2024. Yes, it's February already, and we're celebrating Black history. I want to send a special shout out to Rachel Orozco at Neighborhood Watch Group 37. Rachel, thank you for acknowledging me and allowing me to participate in this event. God bless you. I really appreciate you. To my man Brian Marino on camera at the Tech Annex, God bless you, man. You do a good job. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I graduated from Chicago Vocational High School, CVS, class of '84. Shout out to the blue and gold out there. I also graduated from Harold Washington College, a member of the Phi Theta Kappa, as well as DePaul University, a member of the Golden Key International Honor Society. I don't take that lightly. I have a bachelor's degree in business administration. Those who inspire me along the way, I would say one was Langston Hughes, his poem, Mother to Son. Dr. King, I always admired the way he was able to speak. I'm not a Dr. King, but I stand before you being me, delivering my speech. Also, Maya Angelou, and I still rise. Yes, we still rise. This Black History Month, think about that. We are rising. You are rising. I am a 2022 award recipient of the Distinguished Authors Guild Award. Special thanks to Gina Gatson and Greg Gray. I would like to acknowledge all those award nominees as well as winners, whether it was 2022 and 2023. Just to share with you all, especially you young people and you adults too, you could be a winner too. I never thought of me being an author, a poet, a speaker, and Lord knows an award winner, but I stand before you. This is my history, 2024. I want to share this piece with you. It's called Truth. Discover your truth. I'm going to share this, and I'm going to read it from the book, The Naked Eye. The truth will set you free. Although it may tear the heart and even drive lovers and friends apart, it will, however, free your mind, heart, and soul. It may bring about respect and revitalize too, as you seek answers that you already knew. Depending on the emotion it may bring, whether up or down, don't stop living or breathing or even hide behind a frown. Today, truth can be a new beginning. We may think about yesterday, but it's important to look forward to tomorrow's hope and ambitions. Hear and listen to the echoes of forgiveness as you yearn for the dreams of the future. Truth is like a piercing spear seeking the blood of our inequities. However, with time, our wounds will heal, only leaving the scars of triumph and victory. And that's the truth. The next piece I would like to share with you is going to come from The Purpose of Being, the award-winning book, The Purpose of Being. The title, The Quest of Black History. Black history is a library that consumes all our Black Americans who contributed many great achievements in their lifespan. These significant men and women died and left a future plan. It is we, the future, who have the upper hand. It was our ancestors who wore the chains of slavery and endured the affliction of pain so that someday their children would enjoy a much higher plane. As Black people, God has given us power to overcome. So look back and observe all that has been done. So let's keep in mind, Black history is for us to cherish and teach our children so it will not perish. For many, history may repeat itself, but there is room for addition. So remember, live to be the best, as our great ones lay down to rest. Love and peace to all, and that's that peace. I want to make a special acknowledgement to the Blue Island Fire Department. I didn't forget you guys. Love all of y'all. Peace.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Windrum. I am so pleased to have this opportunity to share in another Black Culture Night celebration. I have the privilege to speak a little about Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou was born Margaret Johnson on April 4th, 1928 in St. Louis. Maya Angelou wrote a poem entitled Still I Rise, in which she uses the poem to celebrate self-love, self-acceptance, self-respect, and confidence. In the poem, Angelou reveals how she will overcome anything through self-esteem. Nothing can get her down. Angelou tells us that she will rise to any occasion and nothing, not even her skin color, will hold her back. Here performing in dance to Still I Rise by Maya Angelou and music by Cage Bird Songs, the George Washington Elementary School Dance Troupe, with the support of our esteemed principal, Michael Steele, and assistant principal, Latanya Johnson, under the leadership of our superintendent, Dr. Colleen McKay.
You may write me down in history.
You may write me down in history.
With your bitter, twisted lies.
With your bitter, twisted lies.
You may trod me.
You may trod me
in the very dirt.
in the very dirt.
But still like
But
dust.
still like dust I'll rise.
I'll rise.
Cause my passion upset you. Why are you beset in blue?
Why are you beset with gloom?
Cause I walk right on wells. I'm thinking I'm feeling wrong.
Just like gloom.
Just like sun.
And my sons. With the certainty. Just like smoke. Springing high. Did you want to see me broke? Bowed head and lowered eyes. By my soul will cry. Take it off apart. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness. But still like life, I'll rise. That's my ancestors. I am the hope and the dream of the slave.
These are critical times. Everyone is dealing with a lot of issues. I want to thank our Father for putting so many beautiful people in my life to help us to do this program. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced. James Baldwin was an icon in our history that wore several hats. We wear different hats. Some we were given, some are our hats we created, some we hide, some hats we make as our goals. The hats we wear molds our personality and create a palette that make us individuals. James Baldwin successfully wore several hats proudly. Today I have two icons of Blue Island that join me. And the first thing that both of them have in common, that both of them ran for mayor. Okay, my first guest is former Alderman Nancy Thompson and former Mayor Domingo Vargas. I want to present these questions with you guys. Your history by yourself. You represent different people, especially the minorities in Blue Island. We need people that will step up to the plate. Okay, like James Baldwin said, if you don't try, nothing will never happen. Nancy Thompson,
Yes.
what hats were you given?
Well, I would like to thank a lot of hats. I'm from history. I was born in Chester, South Carolina, raised by grandparents, Frank and Mary Brown. And at the age of 14, came to Chicago to live with my mom. Went to Morgan Park High School. And from there, I met my future husband, Robert Thompson, and married Robert. He lived in Blue Island, Illinois, just across the tracks from Chicago.
Robert Thompson. Tell us about Robert Thompson. It's very important because that's part of Blue Island history.
Well, Robert's family was the first African Americans that lived on the north end of Blue Island, his family. His mom was part of Alex Haley's book, Roots. She was from the Parker family. And my father-in-law married her. She was 15 years old and got permission from her father to marry her. She came from Hennis, Tennessee, where Kunta Kinte lived. And she, after my husband and I got married, she would tell me about Kunta Kinte, the African relative. She taught all of her children. Well, she was the mother of 11. They lived here in Blue Island at 120th Street for all the years until all members of the family passed away. So there's only one person left now, my brother-in-law Anthony, from the Thompson family. But they were the first African Americans on the north end of Blue Island. And from my marriage, we had two sons, Robert and Kerry Thompson. They both went to Eisenhower School. Robert became a professional football player, played with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, was his last team. And, well, he had to play another team he played with too. But anyway, I end up here in Blue Island after working 30 years with the state of Illinois. I was a case manager for the state of Illinois. That's one hat, another hat. Then was fortunate to be elected as alderman of the 7th Ward on the same ticket as this young man to the right of me, the former mayor of Blue Island, Domingo Vargas. We were on the same ticket together. He was the mayor, and I was the alderman under him for the 5th Ward, 7th Ward, which was later changed to the 5th Ward. And that happened for 8 years. I was under his leadership as alderman.
Okay, you was the only black female that I know of that ran for mayor. And that was a little plot of ours, and I'm not going to go into detail about that. But we needed someone to represent, the Afro American in Blue Island. Right now, and as I've known you, we've been doing this program for 24 years. You're the most powerful black woman in Blue Island. If someone have a problem, if they run into whether it's politics or whatever, you're like the mother of all mamas, because they run to you for you to help them. And the majority of the time, you do it.
Well, I thank you, Ms. Roscoe, for that. I don't really think of myself as the most important African American woman in the city of Blue Island, but I'm always willing to reach out. And if someone needs help and I can help them, well, I always do that. That's a good thing to do. Because my background from Frank and Mary Brown, they reached out and helped everybody they could in the neighborhood. So that's just a natural thing for me to reach out if I can. And I don't mind doing that. That's what I would love to do. If I can help someone, I can do that.
We appreciate it. Mr. Domingo Vargas, he's full of surprises. Okay.
Good surprises.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
Okay. Hats we were given.
Yes.
You have a very interesting history, so tell us about it.
Let me start out. Born and raised in Blue Island. My mother was born and raised in Blue Island. My grandmother, age 14, arrives in Blue Island, and we've gone over the years talking about our family history, living in the trains over here by 123rd and Vincennes, in the boxcars. My grandmother arrived at 14 years of age, got married during World War I, World War II. They buy a home on Irving Street. My mother's born and raised on Irving Street. I was born and raised on Irving Street. And my great-grandmother dies in Irving, Texas. To this day, we as a family don't know where the great-grandma was buried, but we know it happened there.
Yeah.
In almost 100 years to the date that my grandmother, Josefina Vasquez, my mother's mother, arrives in Blue Island, I was sworn as the first Latino Mexican-American mayor in the history of Blue Island.
Yes.
So that's a major honor.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Talking
is.
about the hats, I got involved in politics as an activist.
Okay, one of the things we talked about was your family came from
Yes,
Mexico.
correct.
And you said on the route, I know it because I heard your history. How many daughters did she bring here?
She brought, let's see, two
Brought
daughters and 3 sons.
Okay. Okay.
So she brought them along. But again, great-grandma never made it to the island. It was just the siblings, or her children, were the ones that actually made it to the island
Okay.
on their own.
Okay. And that's saying a lot. And you're the father?
Of Jacqueline Lara,
Okay.
my daughter, who's a nurse.
Right.
Yes,
right.
who's now studying to become a doctor.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
Yes.
wonderful.
Congratulations.
So you help create someone
Yes.
who's going to help other people.
Yes, correct.
And that's wonderful. What else were you given?
Well, as again, going back, being the activist, got involved in politics in 1991 from the previous administration before me, Mr. Mayor Poloquin, I became an alderman from 1991 to 2013. In the interim, besides being represented the 7th Ward for all that period of time, at the time I was the second Mexican-American alderman in the history of Blue Island. Third was my uncle Pete Vasquez. But before then, it was Alderman Dennis Rangel, who was also, I think, was the 6th Ward at the time. It wasn't the 7th Ward. So I was the second in the history of Blue Island, alderman for that many times. And then the other honor that I had under the previous administration, I was mayor pro tem for 4 years prior to becoming mayor. And then from 2013 to 2021, honored and blessed to be the mayor of the city of Blue Island.
And what's important in Blue Island is that we're not represented the way we should be in politics. We need more people to step up to the plate. Blue Island, I think, is like more than 40% Hispanic.
Correct, yes.
And I think it's about 30% Afro-American.
Correct.
And that's not a reflection the way we want it to be.
Correct.
Okay. Now, hats we create. Ms. Thompson?
Hats we create.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this hat we create. I got involved as a community worker. Now, I had retired 30 years working for the state of Illinois with people. And she talked me into being in the block club, the 37 Neighborhood Block Club, for 25?
24,
20
25 it'll be next year.
24 years we've supported the Black Culture Night in the city of Blue Island. And
Okay, you are a homeowner.
yes,
And we have to bring this up. Your pet name is, he runs that house.
my Bichon Frise poodle named Bruno. Bruno Thompson. That's his name.
There you go.
Now, you are a retired caseworker,
Yes.
but a lot of people don't know that when you retired, that you started being a cake maker. You started your own cake
Yes,
baking.
Yes, Cakes by Nancy.
Right.
yes.
Okay, hats we create.
Hats we create was being maybe opening the doors to younger generations, both male and female, getting involved into politics. And on the lawyer side also, mentoring young law students or getting involved in the legal field. As you know,
That's
I've been a
good.
criminal defense attorney since 1988 to the present. So again, mentoring law students, anybody interested in law. I have people shadowing from law students to judges. So that's the other side of me that a lot of people are not familiar
Yeah, I didn't know.
on the criminal side. So you got that, the legal side, mentoring as a politician or quasi-politician. I don't consider myself a politician. I'm just considering myself as a person giving back to his community, who loves his community, and maybe like as an ambassador to Blue Island, where we're always speaking positive and nothing really negative about our hometown.
Okay, let me tell you something that women say about you.
Uh-oh, good
Okay.
or bad?
And I was talking to a bunch of women, and they said, well, you know he's a ballroom dancer.
Yes.
Ah.
And I
yes.
said, really? They said, yeah. And one lady said he could dance, and she was making all kinds of moves and stuff. She said he could dance really good.
We
You
can
know,
cut the
so-
rug, as they say. We can cut
Yeah,
the
that
rug.
was one of your secrets.
Yes.
Can I
Yeah,
add something to that?
Sure.
He invited me to his birthday party that was over at St. Benedict's in the basement.
Yes.
That was what year it was. And
That's, I
I
think, when I
went,
turned 50.
when you
Yeah.
turned 50. And he and I danced.
Oh, I
Yes,
didn't
we
know
did.
that.
Yes.
Yes, we
Okay.
did.
We danced together. We sure did.
Yeah, we did.
Yo, he's a great dancer.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what that
yeah,
lady
he
told
is,
me.
he is.
She said, oh, I said, oh, I didn't know.
Oh, the
that.
word's out again.
You should see
The
him
word's out.
dancing with some of the other ladies, where you were 26
Yeah.
in California, you had a whole bunch of ladies there.
Now, in Blue Island, and part of my family is Hispanic.
Yes.
One of the things that we have problems with is for to be represented, a Hispanic person to be represented and to represent the Hispanic people. And you're the only icon that's in the political world or the public world that'll step up and speak for the Hispanic. And I respect you for that, and I appreciate it, because I hope younger people or other people will see you as an example, and they also step up to the plate to what need to be done or to be represented well. We have a lot of ladies in the library that does a wonderful job, but that's about as far as it go. Okay?
Given when I was the mayor from 2013 to 2021, again, the administration that we had, I think, had the whole rainbow. Both male and female, young and old,
Okay.
all races,
Okay.
based on merit, not
Right,
based on
that-
who you knew.
Right, that's what it should
So
be.
that's how it should be, and that's what we try to do it. And having the seat as being the mayor, again, the first Mexican-American mayor in the history of Blue Island, to hold that seat, address number 1 in the city, was humbling, but it carried a lot of responsibility
Oh, yeah.
because all eyes are on you.
Right.
But again, it showed the focus, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, or whatever, that whatever you do, it's possible, the American dream. And I think not only with Alderman Nancy Thompson here and yourself, that the American dream did come true.
Yeah.
And it
yeah.
can come true.
And a lot of things change for the better.
Yes, and you just got to keep forward,
Right.
pushing forward, and not let anything get in your way.
Right.
Yes.
You also play. Hope I'm saying it right. The guitar. You're on Facebook, and plus you played in the library a couple of times.
Yes, yeah. I played
Yeah.
guitar, I played piano. I played piano from the age of 5 to around 17 years of age, to my junior in high school. Guitar I picked up in basically the love for it in high school because you could carry it to the present day. So you'll still catch me on Facebook, throwing out, singing some songs here and there, some of my own compositions. So it's a means of relieving stress, but it's also, I've seen through Facebook, it's a way of people saying, well, I didn't know about that. I didn't know he did that. But it's another face of myself, another hat, as they say.
Oh yeah.
Well, may I interject something here?
Sure.
Back to his time as mayor of Blue Island, he had a rainbow coalition of people, aldermen, because he was the first Hispanic mayor. Then I was the first African American woman on the city council. Then he had a member LGBT.
Yes, the first
first
mayor pro
Mayor
tem, first black police chief.
Yes.
A lot of first woman police chief.
Yes. I mean, it's just a.
A lot of first under our administration.
Yes.
And I include our alderman here and everybody else who was under our administration, because we broke ground.
Yes.
We broke ground.
And he was the very first to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like what James Baldwin is. The
Yes.
words that he made this is one of his quotes, and they're more powerful than what you really think they are. Like he said, not everything that's faced can be changed, okay? But nothing can be changed until it is faced. If you keep ignoring stuff and pushing it under the rug, everything's gonna stay the same.
Correct.
But you got to step up to the plate to make those changes.
If I may interject in here.
Sure.
We all just passed through COVID, and when it first started, nobody knew what it was, the pandemic. We had, in our alderman here, a mayoral council
Yes.
board that advised
Yes.
me as mayor
Yes. And I was.
as to what needed to be done citywide in all issues, not just regarding the pandemic. But that board, that mayoral counselor, advisory board, as we call it, advisory board, was very influential for me. Again, through my assistant, Marisol Barrera. She also played a big part, a Hispanic
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
administrative assistant, my second in command, really, helping me out. Again, a woman.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What hats do you hide? You hide hats.
We'll have her start first.
No, I don't hide any. I don't hide any hats.
Yes,
No.
you do.
Oh well, this is one thing. I studied classical music at Morgan Park High School. My stepfather paid for me, and I went on to at Orchestra Hall
Oh.
and to sing under Maria de Albert and her brother. And I tried out for the Chicago Symphony Choir, and I have classical music. I have a certificate, a graduate for
Well, see?
classical music.
I didn't know about that. You've been keeping things from me.
Yes, I have. I do. Yeah, I do music. I love all music, but I have classical music that I've studied.
Just
Yes.
by coincidence, I live across the street from Nancy Thompson. And, she's on the corner. She's on the hill. I'm on the bottom part of the hill. But her yard looks like something that came out of a magazine. It's just full of flowers. And it'll make you come out your house and do something with it because you look like you're in a slum. And here go this house with flowers popping all out of everywhere, beautiful chimney. So she keep us busy, whereas we have to clean up, keep our area clean because, one lady said, oh, this is like something out of a magazine. She said, and look at that nice old lady up there playing with her flowers. I said, girl, looks a deceiving. But I left it at that because she had cut up at the city council the day before. But you did tell us you're a mother of a son of pro football. He's in the Hall of Fame at Eisenhower.
Eisenhower, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have two sons. Your oldest son, he's the football player. He's real bubbly, And Kerry, he's real conserved, kind of yeah.
Quiet and
You
conservative.
have to be around him for a while for him, to give you acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Okay, Domingo Vargas.
Mm.
Okay, what are you hiding?
Well, you brought up something about the dancing. That's one.
Okay,
Auto body, painting and bodywork. I do that.
okay.
Sketching, watercolors. Let's see, what else do we do that maybe you don't know? Piano playing since the early age of childhood to 17 years of age. Gardening. Have you seen it? The home. Brought up by
Always
my
nice.
dad. Pruning, trimming the hedges, painting. I love to paint. I like interior decorating. So a little bit of like ombudsman, a little bit of everything, a handyman. But the majority of the thing is the love of the cars, bringing them from.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I had to tell my son. You have a collection.
Between my dad and I, we have a collection. That's
right,
correct.
Vintage cars.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
You went to law school where? I heard that you went to law school in another country.
Yes, I did. In 1985, I studied in London. I studied at Notre Dame Law Center in London for a semester. And that was a very nice experience. Enjoyable experience to this day. I was there when one of the royal weddings.
Okay.
And I was talking to other people recently that it's something that you never forget in your life. The people from England were very open,
Okay.
very open to African Americans, very open to minorities, very open to me as individuals, and which I was surprised. What you would always hear, in the news and the media,
Yeah.
how they might be, maybe snotty. No,
that's
no.
good.
To us, they opened their homes, their hearts to us, and I give thanks to the English people, especially in the countryside, that they were very hospitable to us then.
Wonderful.
Yes.
That's great. That is so
Okay.
wonderful.
So,
So wonderful.
Nancy Thompson, what was your goals? Okay.
Well, my goals in life, my one goal, I had dreams of, when I said opera singer, I wanted to be a great opera singer, but I didn't have the financial backing
Okay.
to be an opera singer, to further it, to go
Okay.
on, because you had to go to the foreign countries, Italy and all the other places,
Right.
to study under the leadership of many directors and whatever. And I fell in love with with
There you
Robert
go.
Thompson.
Nothing
and
wrong with
Robert.
that. Nothing wrong with that.
What was that, a basketball player?
Yes, a basketball player who was in Eisenhower school. It wasn't Eisenhower at that time. It was Blue Island High School.
I think you had a
Yeah.
community high
Yeah,
school.
high
something.
school, yeah. It
Yes.
changed when President Eisenhower
Correct.
came in.
Correct.
And it was changed to Eisenhower School. But before that, it was Blue Island High School.
Now,
And
now, did you plan on being an alderwoman?
no, I did not. That was just, it was almost like a fluke of being an alder lady. It was. I didn't plan that at all, but the most unusual things happen when it's not planned. Many things when it's not planned. But I was just kind of, due to Rose Reader, which I have to give credit to Bob Reader's mother. She was a wonderful person, Rose Reader. She cared about the people and everything. And I could see how wonderful she was taking care of her constituents. So when opportunity came for me, I ran, for alderman, to see if I could do something to help the people in my area.
Community
that
activist.
And
Yes.
you did. And you did.
Yes.
Made a difference.
Yeah, and I wanted to say, under Domingo Vargas, we got Longwood Drive done.
Yeah.
Under
Yes.
Longwood and 119th place,
Yes. Yes.
the most horrible street in the world. We got that street done under Mayor Domingo Vargas.
Thank you.
Yes, we did.
All working as one team
Yes.
for the benefit of everyone.
Yes, yes, working together. We have to work as a team or we can't get it
Yeah.
done. And that's one thing, today's world. I wish we could all work
as a
together
team. Right.
and
that's-
get things done for the constituents.
Right.
Okay. Hats you made as a goal, Mr. Domingo?
Let me think about that. Even before the legal aspect or even the mayoral thing. Well, maybe when I first ran as alderman, I think, well, it'd be nice one day maybe run for mayor. But it
Oh,
really
did you?
never really dawned on me. So,
Yeah.
really that was my goal.
Oh,
If it
okay.
happened, it happened. If not, it didn't. It wasn't gonna behoove me.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put it this way: 20 years as an alderman. I said, that's my position. Mayor pro tem. I says, okay, I'll be happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it was God blessed that it happened, and it happened with the support of everyone and the community. The other side, let's put this besides the legal stuff. I think one of my goals, one of the secrets is that I'm a composer. I play guitar and I've been able
Oh,
to sing.
okay.
Maybe that's one of the things that whether I wanted to be a rock star or a musician, just like our opera singer here.
Uh-huh.
Maybe that's the thing, the stage. And to be honest with you, that's one of on my bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
And I have performed like at the state fair. Some of my songs is maybe come back, maybe a couple 4 or 5 songs of my own songs, perform it on stage here in Blue Island with a whole band, and just give it back and say, you know what, this is another side. In some of the recordings I've done here, you've seen me say,
Yes.
hey, Blue Island, this is the first time and probably the only time you'll have a mayor who plays guitar, so take advantage of him. And maybe that would be something to me, giving back of a concert,
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
One of the
that's
things I want to
wonderful.
tell you that you told me that you are a senior lawyer and you have your own law firm.
Correct.
And I want to tip my hat off to you that I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
And it's important to have people, minorities, to represent minorities because of the fact you'll treat a person right. Or you won't let any bias assume, oh, they're guilty, just let them go to jail. And that's why I appreciate you having your own law firm, supporting not just your people, but my people too. So I just want to
Thank you
say
very
I
much.
take my hat off
Thank
to
you,
you.
thank you.
Okay, Ms. Thompson, who impressed you the most in your life, and what changes in the black community need in Blue Island?
The changes.
Or
impressed-
improvement? What would help us do better in Blue
Oh,
Island?
in Blue Island, one
Yeah.
of the people who impressed me, besides you, Rachel, getting me involved there, so maybe we would watch, was Rose Reader to
Okay.
become an alderman, because I could see she gave back to the
Right.
community. She
took care.
represented the people,
Right.
and she cared about the people in the community,
Mhm.
and that was one of the people that, and now in my community, I wish more African Americans would become interested in wanting to be leadership
Right.
and to join in the political world and to carry on and represent them in this community. But I see that because of so many negative things that's going on in Washington and wherever, that might have been a spoiler, but we can't stop there. We have to keep on going, keep pushing forward no matter what. So I wish more of our people would step up and be represented.
Mr. Vargas, what would you like to see in the future of the Hispanic community? Because I see changes,
Yes.
Yes. And I know a bunch of women got together and they were supposed to write a book, but I don't know if they finished it, but they did tell me in the library about it. But what do you see the need for?
Well, again, representation, commitment, but commitment in the right way, not for their own personal interest, but interest for the community as a whole. And not only just for the Hispanic community, but everyone, everyone
Right.
for the rights, because when everybody's treated right, everybody's gonna be treated right.
Right.
Or else you're gonna be segregated, and we've already been through that. We're not going backwards.
That don't work.
It doesn't work. It does
No.
not work, correct.
Well, I want to thank both of you, both our icons, for joining me today. We went over some interesting things, and it's James Baldwin's birthday, his 100th birthday. It must be wonderful for people to still be celebrating your birthday and you're not here. But he was an icon in history that made a difference. And I want to thank everyone for joining us today, too.
And thank you for having us.
Yes,
Oh,
thank you.
You're welcome.
Sugar. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced. James Baldwin. We're celebrating James Baldwin's 100th birthday. James Baldwin was the kind of person that wore different hats. We wear different hats. Some we were given, some of our hats we create, some we hide, some hats we make as our goals. The hat we wear molds our personality and create a palette that make us individuals. James Baldwin successfully wore several hats proudly. Right now I have the mayor of Blue Island came to help support our program. And today we're going to find out how many hats the mayor wear. Okay? Hats were given. I know some of the things you were given. You tell me some things you were given.
I have a closet full of hats.
These are personality hats, though.
Yes, yes. So what I was given, I came from an immigrant family, first generation. My father wasn't born here, but he came here at a young age and worked himself and showed me a huge work ethic,
Okay.
which rolled over on me because I was working full-time, 14 years old. I've been putting in Social Security. So.
Oh, okay.
But that huge work ethic, family, a lot of ties to family, and getting an education. So my dad, again, first one in his family to get an education, college education, made sure I got an education, and worked along the way. So hand in hand, work ethic, education, and family.
Mhm.
You know.
One of your hats that you have that you were given that, you just probably forgot to mention was your mom. Your mom had the kind of personality that impressed younger people. She was a very successful woman. We have to give the women in Blue Island credit. I'm going to let you tell a little bit about your mom, because she worked at the bank, right?
Yeah, she was a banker most of her until she passed away.
Yeah. Because my daughter met her and she said, "Ooh, she's so beautiful." And Mom, she really impressed her. So we want to give her credit too. You're from a large political family.
I wouldn't say too large.
I don't know.
My grandfather, when he came here, he got involved.
Okay.
And never ran for anything, obviously, because he didn't speak good English.
Okay.
And my father got involved in the 70s with the Democratic Party.
Okay.
And ever since then, he's been involved.
Okay.
He didn't run for office, though, until 2001 or 2002 or something like
Okay.
that, around there. He didn't run for official office. He did precinct captain, volunteering, and stuff
Okay.
like that. And then he went on the city council in 2005. I ran for public office at the Park District in 2003. I was 19 years old. At the time, I think I was the youngest one in the state. And I served on the park board for 12 years, all the roles, secretary, treasurer, vice president, and president. And then I ran for city council, and I was on the city council since 2015.
Mhm.
And then at the same time, I was on the township. First as the Calumet Township clerk, and that's where you learn, Robert's Rules of Order, how to do the minutes, how to do the legal postings, budgets and
Okay.
levies. And then I ran for assessor. I had to take classes
Okay.
and get a certification
Yeah, I
as a
think you was
certified.
my assessor.
Yep, for Calumet, so east of western. So I was the assessor for 2 terms, 8 years. I still hold the certification, but I don't hold the position.
Okay. One of the things that I know about you, and I don't know if you know about me, you're the poster boy for Blue Island. If you want to get into trouble with some women in Blue Island, especially the older women, say something bad about Fred Bellato. They back him up 100%. And, they say, "Oh, no, Fred." And you're a charmer when it comes to older people, especially older women. They all just love you, And I have friends, when it comes to Fred, we talk politics. We got to keep it low key because their whole impression changes because they love you. You like you said, you was born and raised here, and I think they watch you grow up. You work for Walgreens too, right?
16 years old until they closed the Blue Island location. I was in the pharmacy.
Right.
And before that, I worked at the Islander Pharmacy, which no
Oh,
longer
okay.
exists.
Okay.
I started there at 14.
Oh,
So
okay.
14, 15, 16, I was Islander Pharmacy.
Okay, so that's why they know you. They was going to get those prescriptions. But he's the poster boy. If you say that's our icon. Oh yeah, Hats we created. Your husband. What else?
Father,
Okay.
teacher.
Okay.
Now I'm an
Father
administrator.
what? Father what?
Father of 3 children, 2 boys and a girl.
Okay.
Domenico Cristofano, 11, 9, and my daughter's Giada, she's 4.
Okay. Finally got that girl, huh?
Yep, and she's my baby. She
I thought it was something in the water. All we was getting was boys.
No, she's daddy's girl, so
Oh,
everything
okay.
she wants, she's got me wrapped on her finger.
Homeowner.
Homeowner.
Okay. Something you told me about your house, and is something that I'm also I'm interested in, it, and that's antiques. You told me that you're a historic.
I'm a collector.
Okay.
My wife doesn't appreciate some of the stuff,
Yeah, my
but I've been
husband
collecting
don't
for a long time.
Yeah.
And for example, like Mother of Sorrows used to have a group of nuns living there.
Okay.
And when they left Blue Island 15 years ago or so, I bought their dining room set. It's over 100 years
Oh,
old.
okay.
Now it resides at my dad's house because it's too big for my house.
Oh, okay. That's
but
real wood, though.
The
you
real
know.
heavy,
Yes,
heavy stuff.
yes.
But over the years, anything Blue Island I've collected. I've got a bottle collection. I got probably 50 Blue Island, different kind of bottles
Yeah.
from the old breweries and dairies that were in town.
Hmm.
Anything pretty much Blue Island. I probably have a lot of the same stuff that's on the walls here. And a
Yeah.
lot of I just recently donated like 4 boxes of stuff to the Historical Society because otherwise it's just sitting in a box, no one's appreciating it.
Yeah, I was asking him also when they was going to get things rolling because I want to add some of the things from our Neighborhood Watch Group 37. And also, Anna told me that they were supposed to get some kind of grant so that they could redo all the historic things
Well, that'd be nice,
in
yeah.
Blue Island. But I don't know if they had got it rolled out yet. Okay, another thing that you are, and like I say, I talk to not as many people as I used to, but I still talk to. You mentor for young people. Okay, I've had people, the guy, his credentials was you, to me. I know Fred Bellato. I've been at his house. I say, it's nice you know him, but I know him. I said, okay, so,
I had a lot of mentors growing up, and that's one of the reasons why I went into education.
okay,
And where I worked at Thornton High School in Harvey for 12 years, and for
Mm-hmm.
the last 8 years I've been in South Holland at Thornwood.
okay.
And I teach history, and that falls right into the antiques and the history
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
yeah, and it's interesting. I collect a lot of stuff too. One of my sons said, when I die, he gonna just get a garbage truck and fill it up.
That's what they tell us. That's what they tell us. I hear that a lot.
Okay. A hat you hide. Like we just talked about, you're a historian. You collect antiques, and you tell them, you might be throwing away your next house, before they throw away your antiques. Okay. You're a traveler.
I travel a lot. My parents worked multiple jobs. You mentioned my mother. She worked all her life, too. And my dad's always had multiple jobs, and I've always, until recently, well, I still have multiple jobs. I'm the mayor. I'm a teacher. But I also own some apartment buildings, some real estate I got into. I was investing real young. So whatever time I have, I want to enjoy it with the family.
Right. That's good.
And unfortunately, my parents were in a different financial situation. We only went on a couple vacations as a family growing up.
Right.
And I know I'm overcompensating now a little bit with my kids. I try to travel as much as possible.
Right. Well, that's good. Are you the youngest mayor that Blue Island ever had? Because I think you are.
No, I'm pretty sure Don Poloquin beat me by at least a year.
Yeah?
I think so. And there might have been one younger back in the 1920s.
Really?
Yep. Yes.
Peloquin didn't look younger to me.
No, I think he got in. I was 38. I think he was 37,
Oh,
36,
okay.
37. And then in the 1920s, there was a younger mayor. Before,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going back 100 years, but I believe he was in his 20s.
Oh, wow.
But I've been elected probably at a youngest age in town. Like I said,
Okay.
19 I've been elected, so
Oh.
I probably got everybody beat on that.
Okay. Okay. Your goals. What are your goals?
Well, as a mayor, to bring the city forward.
Okay.
It's so much stuff in this town, we've always heard that's the way it's always been.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to change that.
Okay.
And I got a couple examples of that. One of the biggest things I'm proud of, you don't see it. It's not something you can see until you need it. We are, for the first time in history now, fully ALS fire paramedic system, meaning someone coming to your house, our firemen, paramedics, can do something to save your life. That wasn't the case 2 years ago.
Okay.
They
yeah,
can only
one
bring
of my
you to the
neighbors
hospital.
died.
Yeah.
Right.
Now we switched over a huge investment, I believe it was $3 million of the city funds,
Okay.
that switching from basic services to all life-saving services.
Okay.
And that's something you don't see unless you need it.
Right.
And that's one of the biggest things I'm proud of. Yes, I like to fix streets. We've done a lot of streets.
Yeah.
Streets and alleys, we've done over 80 blocks of streets, and I think over 100 blocks of alleys. We're not done. We still got a lot this year coming up. Redirecting funds, begging, borrowing wherever we can get funds from our federal and state levels. Our state representatives have been helpful getting us some grants from the state. We got some federal money during COVID. Other
Okay.
towns used it for salaries. We used it for infrastructure. I
Yeah.
put all that money straight for streets and alleys.
That's good. That's a job that's been ignored. I've been here for 40 years,
Yeah.
and
No one's going to disagree with it's been ignored.
okay.
For different reasons, right? We don't
Yeah.
have to get into it, but it has been ignored, not a priority. And then the other big thing is we've hired more minorities in all departments. Our police department is more than 50% minority now.
Oh, that's
It's never
news.
been that in the history of our
No,
town.
it has not since I've been here.
And we reached that goal last year. Our chief has done a very good job of recruiting,
Okay.
and we have a lot of very young officers now.
Okay.
And we also have several officers that bought houses in town.
Oh, that's good.
We haven't had that in a while either.
Yeah, that's what we need. How about the fire department? I'm just curious.
Fire department?
Yeah.
I believe there's a few that live in town.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How about Hispanic?
Our chief, though, was born and raised here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he's a good guy. Everybody loves him. Okay. Okay. You have any questions for me, Fred?
How's the library doing?
I think we're doing great. They have a lot of programs going on. You know, we had a maker space. In the maker space, you could use a lot of creation. We're going to try to support the community as much as we can, and I think that'll work.
I think it's a compliment to the library with all the changes we've made at the city. And the library is a branch of the city.
Yes, it is.
I haven't had to come over here. That's a good thing, right? There's a lot
Well, I
of
was
departments that
hoping.
needed some stuff, and I think you guys are doing a good job. I do miss the museum we had here. I do.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that factioned with the museum.
Yeah,
I wish
like
we could
it
bring
too.
that back.
Yeah, some of it we kept.
Yeah,
And,
I recognize all the stuff on the walls here.
Yeah, and the wolf, they wanted to get rid of the wolf. I said, I like the wolf. Let's keep it, I do want to thank you for joining us, and I want to thank you for supporting us. We've been doing this program now in Blue Island for 24 years, and I have to admit you're one of the people that support us all the time. And we do appreciate it because, Neighborhood Watch Group number 37, we do appreciate it. And I didn't tell them, Fred, I am the vice president of the Blue Island Library Board, and the Library Board also have been supporting and helping me for those 24 years, because the first program we had over there. We had in the Text Annex, and
I think I've only missed one in all these years.
yeah,
Remember the East Annex for a long time. We had a good run here.
yeah.
Last 4 or 5 years here, I think.
Yeah, well, that's good, and you did pretty good, because I think besides me, some people missed some of the meetings. We had bad weather sometime, you don't know. And 24 years is a long time, but we still had your support, and that's what was important. I want to thank you for joining us today, and as a community, we're gonna. I know you're gonna support us, but we'll keep communicating with you. And Neighborhood Watch Group, if we could help you do something, let us know too.
As always, I answer the phone, so thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Anna Wassenach, Director of Blue Island Public Library. Thank you so much for joining us as we celebrate Black history and culture and remember those who have struggled for justice in this country. The library is proud to be a longtime host for Neighborhood Watch Group 37's Black History and Culture Night, and we thank you for joining us for this program. The library serves as a cultural center for Blue Island residents, and celebrating and forming around Black history and culture with our patrons is something we strive to accomplish year-round. Residents are able to access collections and programs that celebrate Black lives and their contributions, and the library is proud to serve and represent the needs of Black residents of Blue Island. This year, Black History and Culture Night honors the accomplishments of James Baldwin in celebrating what would have been his 100th birthday in 2024. James Baldwin was an accomplished poet, artist, actor, and writer. The library is proud to share his work, available for checkout with your library card. In February, Adult Services will feature book displays and information about accessing Mr. Baldwin's work through the library's catalog. Just as Mr. Baldwin was creative in his many endeavors, Blue Island Library card holders can explore their creative side with resources available at the library. The library offers hands-on arts and cultural programming for library patrons of all ages, abilities, and persuasions. Young people can visit the Makerspace after school for open maker hours, where crafts, tinkering, and open exploration of arts materials is encouraged for all participants. Younger patrons and their caregivers are welcome at any time for the many story times and arts programs offered in the Children's Department. This spring, Children's Service is running a Young Authors Club as well as poetry and theater programming. Adult and Teen Services is planning their annual Snowman Burn to celebrate the spring equinox. Join us as we banish winter in the parking lot across from the library on March 16. Teen Services is planning watercolor painting classes, paper mache, and resin pouring, in addition to teen advisory group and book club opportunities. Read along with other readers in Blue Island through the Beanstack app challenges and share your book reviews. The library's Technology Annex features a recording studio and musical instruments and equipment for musicians, and audible recordings of all types. Patrons can reserve a spot in the recording studio to avail themselves of professional recording equipment and software, from musical recording and production to creating your own podcast. The Tech Annex recording studio is here. The Technology Annex computers are loaded with Adobe software for digital art creation and exploration, while staff will offer one-on-one tech instruction. Tech Annex patrons can avail themselves of poster printing, laser cutter, and 3D printer programming and services. Through the StarNet ALA STEAM Equity Grant, special STEAM programming is being offered this spring with the solar eclipse, along with the Soy Curioso interactive exhibit on loan from March through June. Membership in the Friends of the Library offers ways to get creative, from working together in the Butterfly Garden to planning and designing events such as the Tarot Night fundraiser on March 9. Everyone's gifts can find a place through contributing to the Friends. The Friends of the Library meet monthly at 5 p.m. on the second Thursday at the library, and all are welcome to join. The library's Spanish Outreach Department offers creative outlets from balloon art, knitting clubs, and Spanish English language learning opportunities. Check out the library calendar for more information and explore your creative side at Blue Island Public Library during Black History Month and throughout the year.